everyone, I'm Joy. Welcome to my channel, Joy IELTS. Today's video is non-IELTS Writing Task 1, Process Diagram Task, a sample test guide. This test is from Cambridge IELTS 16, How Sugar is Produced from Sugarcane. In this video, we will cover two main topics, steps for writing diagrams and techniques for writing diagrams. First, for the writing steps, Step 1, read the prompt. Step 2, plan the essay. Step 3, write the essay. Then, for the writing techniques, first, how to paraphrase. Second, how to get smart. Third, how to write complex sentence. And we have prepared you the process diagram vocabulary list and this sample essay on the Notion page. Here is a suggestion. Watch the video first to get the content, then watch it again to take notes. Now, let's read the prompt together. Tip for reading the prompt. Read the text and the pictures. Don't miss out the small text in the image. Step 1. Read the prompt. Task 1 prompt typically has two parts, the topic and the instruction. The topic. The diagram below shows the manufacturing process for making sugar from sugarcane. This topic, letting candidates know that the diagram illustrates the manufacturing process of the sugar. Then the instruction. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. This is the task instruction. It requires the candidate to select and summarize the key steps. Attention! For diagrams, comparisons are not needed. Step 2. Check the details in diagram. The tip is just to follow the arrows. This diagram illustrates a typical manufacturing process with a starting point and an end point. There are 7 steps to produce sugar from sugarcane: planting, harvesting, crushing, filtering, evaporating, centrifuging, and drying. Each step has corresponding explanations, as we can see. Pay attention to the title here, How Sugar is Produced from Sugarcane. It's a great choice for our later paraphrasing. Here is tip 1. Look for synonyms in the given text. While reading the prompt, always looking for synonyms in the provided text. However, for the real test, read the prompt might not be so easy. One common challenge is unfamiliar words. What shall we do with them? Here is the tip 2. Guess the meaning based on the context and the picture. Let's try this together. Suppose I don't know the word evaporator and centrifuge. Now let's look at the picture. Both words are rare and tricky, but the diagram provides hints about the process. Once I explain one, you will be able to figure out the other easily. Take evaporator for example. The text says, juice becomes syrup, and the image shows a heated barrel. This suggests that the water will be gone, and the word evaporator ends in OR, so it's likely a noun. So I can guess that it might be the tool's name. The verb may be evaporate. If you are not sure about the meaning, it's okay. Just a guess it's a noun or verb. Tip 2. Guess the meaning based on the picture is the most efficient way. If it's too hard to guess the accurate meaning, just guess it's a noun or verb and copy it directly. Centrifuge follows the same logic. You can pause the video and try guessing yourself. We've finished reading the prompt. It's time to plan. Plans or outlines are the key to high score in writing. They give directions and ensure you stay on the topic. A process diagram isn't just about listing the steps. You need to highlight what's important and organize content logically. For drafting the plan, use keywords, not full sentence. I will go with 4 paragraphs: introduction, overview, detail paragraph 1, or detail paragraph 2. Or you can call the body paragraph as well. For introduction, paraphrase the topic would be fine. For this task, I will use the diagram's title to paraphrase. So I will write intro, title. It's done. Now, the overview. No need for details here. A common approach is the diagram shows the 7 detailed steps of sugar production. I recommend you grouping the steps to enrich the content without overloading details, such as the diagram shows 7 steps in 4 main stages. I have divided the 7 steps into 4 major stages: farming, crushing, refining, and drying. The logic behind this grouping is that the first stage is farming. The second stage centers on extracting the juice from solid cane. The third stage involves separating the liquid from the solid. The final stage involves cooling and drying the product. So, the final overview is 7 steps, 4 stages: farm, crushing, refine, and drying. Next, detailed paragraphs. 2 parts. The first 4 steps in one paragraph and the last 3 in another. I will focus on the complex steps and try to explain them in details. In detail paragraph 1, focus on harvesting and crushing. Write it down. In detail paragraph 2, focus on refining and centrifuging. Write it down. Now, my plan is done. Let's follow the plan to write the essay. At this stage, for most students, the biggest challenge isn't vocabulary anymore, but writing paragraphs long enough with complex sentence. Today, I will demonstrate how to turn short sentences into long ones, step by step and sentence by sentence. Starting with the introduction. The original prompt, the diagram below shows the manufacturing process of making sugar from sugarcane. The simplest way to rewrite this is by swapping out words from the diagram title. The diagram illustrates how sugar is produced from sugarcane. Easy, right? If that's too simple for you and sometimes no given synonymous for us to paraphrase, here are 2 techniques. First, swap the verb. Second, change the word form or sentence structure. First, swap out produce, make, and manufacture. That's all you need to remember. Second, switch between active and passive voice, change the word form, or just memorize them as a sentence structure. We prepared 3 sentence structure for you. First, how to do something. Second, how something is done. Third, the process of doing something. By playing around with the grammar, you can get different versions like this. First, the diagram shows the manufacturing process of making produce sugar from sugarcane. Second, the diagram illustrates how sugar is produced, manufactured, made from sugarcane. Third, the diagram illustrates how to make, manufacture, produce sugar from sugarcane. All of these rewrites are accurate as long as spellings are accurate. Next, overview. Expand based on the plan. First, we might write 2 short sentences. This is a linear process consisting of 7 distinct steps. There are 4 stages of the process, including farming, crushing, refining, and drying. Then, connect them together. This is a linear process consisting of 7 distinct steps that can be grouped into 4 main stages: farming, crushing, refining, and drying. Use the word that to connect them together. Now for detail paragraph 1. My goal is to explain harvesting and crushing in details. For the process of turning short sentences into longer ones, I will show you sentence by sentence. If you start with the simple sentence like, the first step of growing sugarcane takes about 12 to 18 months, how can you make it longer? Tip 3. The magic is, ask yourself a few questions. What? Why? Who? When? Where? And how? For instance, ask, why do we wait such a long time? The goal is to harvest a mature crop. Similarly, who plants the sugarcane? What does the sugarcane look like when it matures? You can add the details in the short sentence. These additions help transform short sentences into more complex ones. The real magic is help yourself thinking by asking questions. Now let's look at the sentence after adding details. The process begins with the cultivation of sugarcane, which typically takes 12 to 18 months to reach maturity. Notice that I replace grow with cultivation, adding an adverb before the time, and then stating the reason until the crop matures. These steps make the sentence longer. Did you get that? Easy, right? Next sentence. The sugarcane can be harvested by machine or by hand. It's a simple description of the second steps, resulting in a short sentence. Now, ask yourself, when can the sugarcane be harvested? When it's fully grown. Adding this answer to the sentence results in once the sugarcane is fully grown, it is harvested either manually or using machinery. Next question. How are the sugarcanes harvested, manually or mechanically? Look at the picture. Farmers chop with a knife and the machine chop directly. By adding the details, we can write, the manual method involves farmers chopping the canes with the knife, while the mechanized method uses machine to cut the canes directly and efficiently. Now we have two longer sentences. Moving on to the crushing process. Ask what tool is used for crushing. If you don't know the machine's exact name, just use a machine or a specialized machine, and describe the results after this step. For example, after harvesting, the sugarcane is crushed in a specialized machine, which extracts the juice from the cane. For the filtering step, start with the simple sentence. Next, the juice is purified by a limestone filter. According to my plan, this step is meant to be short. Keep the sentence simple is fine. But if you want to make it more complex, you can change the verb to a noun, resulting in next, the extracted juice undergoes purification through a limestone filter. This gives you a slightly more sophisticated sentence. Change the word form is my favorite trick. Moving on to detailed paragraph 2. Use the same method, highlighting the evaporation and the centrifuge process. First, for the evaporation step, describe the diagram showing heat and fire. Ask why. What is the purpose? According to the text in the diagram, it's to extract a more concentrated syrup by evaporating water. Combine the two ideas into one sentence. Then, the purified juice is heated to evaporate the water, resulting in a concentrated sugar syrup. Next, centrifuging. You may initially write two short sentences. The syrup is then processed by a centrifuge. It can separate the sugar crystals from the sugar juice. If you can write two short sentences, you are halfway there. Now connect the two sentences by turning one into a relative clause with which, replacing the repeated part, resulting in this syrup is then processed in a centrifuge, which separates the sugar crystal from the remaining liquid. If the word count isn't enough, simply add some adjectives and adverbs. For the final step, the short sentence. In the final step, the sugar crystals are dried and cooled to form the finished product, sugar. Most students might choose to end the sentence here, but I would ask, what is the finished product for? For sale and process. So the sentence can then become, in the final step, the sugar crystals are dried and cooled to form the finished product, sugar, ready for consumption or further processing. Now, tip 4. The magic of writing longer sentences is asking yourself questions. Questions can help you think deeply. Remember, complex sentence is the effect, while thinking is a cause. To master today's techniques and tips, watch the video, take notes, and then review your own essay. Check it sentence by sentence. Feel free to leave a comment below. Finally, I prepared some useful and simple sequence words for process diagrams. You don't need to memorize many words, just to pick a few to remember and use them frequently until they become second nature. They are on my Notion page with the sample essay. Last but not least, a summary. First, steps for writings. Read the prompt, plan the essay, and write the essay. The writing tips: guess smart, change the sentence structure, ask questions. That's all for today's video. I will share the sample essay and vocabulary on my IELTS Notion page. You can check the link if you are interested. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye bye!